liberty and justice for all. That would kind of be one of the definitions of America, right? That we have liberty and justice for all. Liberty meaning freedom, of course. Liberty to exercise your freedoms, liberty to speak, liberty to vote, liberty to exercise your Second Amendment right, and then, of course, justice for all. But how do we have justice for all when the Department of Justice is impartial, right? When we have a Department of Justice who is a political arm of the Democratic Party, then how can we say that all Americans have justice? They don't. So then we can ask the question is, are we still in America if we don't have justice for all? Now, me personally, I obviously love this country. I love freedom. I love all its people, even the ones that disagree. And I want to see everybody be able to exercise their freedoms, because at the end of the day, that's what America is. America is people exercising their freedom. Because if they're not exercising their freedom, then it's really not America, right? It's some other form of a country. And that's really where we are today. We're at a place where we've been for 10 plus years now, in my mind, going through a transition here where massive amounts of the population do not want justice for all. They do not want people exercising their freedom. And as a matter of fact, they vocally try to censor you from exercising freedom. So when we think about censorship, when we think about liberty and justice for all, censorship has changed as well, my friends, right? Censorship in the form that it has been is transforming in a way that people just aren't seeing. We've gone from censorship to you can't say certain things, okay? Like if you say something, you're gonna get canceled, right? You're gonna go through the cancel culture. If you say certain things, they'll remove your social media from you. And by the way, that isn't the social media companies doing it. That is the Department of Justice who is doing it, right? Because they're in bed together. It's not hidden. It's certainly becoming more and more transparent, because as these people gain confidence in what they do, because they continue to get away with it, they'll just become more brazen, right? So if you think about the lines of guns for years, right? We don't want to take your guns. And we used to hear that all the time. We don't want to take your guns. We just want common sense gun laws. To, no, we want your guns. And we're coming for them, right? So, you know, there's always this kind of lead in. But with social media, you know, it's out there now, right? And in the gun industry, we've actually always way ahead of the curve. You know, I know like this week, Joe Rogan and Ben Shapiro both had it as a main monologue on their shows this week about Facebook and the Department of Justice. But folks like us that have been in the gun industry, we've been screaming at the top of our lungs about this for years, right? So we're usually hit first because we're the biggest target, and then people get shocked down the line as it rolls into other things, because they gain confidence that they can do these things uninterrupted, and they do, okay? Let's face it, they do. You know, the rest of the world seems sort of shocked, even though they already knew, but then they can't believe it. But the reality is that when we come to justice for all, and we have an impartial justice system that is, I guess for a better word, colluding, right? Although I guess it wouldn't be colluding because they're a company and can do whatever they want. But the fact of the matter is your town hall, your social media companies are in bed with them, and they have an agenda. And the agenda isn't justice for all. The agenda is justice for justice being weaponized against half of the country who disagree. And so with the censorship, there's this we'll remove your information if you post or put something out there into the world that we don't agree with, right? There's that form of censorship. There's a censorship that if you say something in direct conflict to what they believe, well then, we'll actually not only remove the content, we'll remove you from the situation. Hello? Right? I mean, I've had all my Facebook accounts deleted for asking questions. not even going against the grain, just for asking questions of common sense questions. But anyway, so we have that. But now we're transforming that even more. We're transitioning even deeper down that rabbit hole to not only can you not say this or be censored, but you better say this. You better say what we're telling you to say, right? So even if you sit and listen and you don't say anything, that's not good enough anymore. Now they're going even further and saying, no, you can't sit there and be silent. As a matter of fact, you need to ante up and you need to say the things we want you to say, or else. Or else. And it's just kind of moved a little bit. Or else. I want you to think about that. Right? When we think about that, well, what is free speech becoming now? Free speech is becoming speech can be used only if you're talking in the language they want you to talk, and saying the things and reaffirming what they're telling you you must say. And that's where censorship is going now. It's taken a turn, and I don't think many people have realized the turn it has taken.